machine, do it. Say take them drugs, take them. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark. This is how we used to make the party start. We used to mix hand with Bacardi Dark. And when it kicks in, you can hardly talk. And by the 16, you will probably crawl. But in the long run, these drugs are probably gonna catch up sooner or later. But fucking them on one.
Had I got to the hospital about 2 hours later, I would have died. My organs were shutting down. My liver, kidneys, everything, they were gonna have to put me on dialysis. They didn't think I was gonna make it. I had to regain motor skills. I had to regain talking skills. My bottom was gonna be death. Within a month, I had relapsed and shot right back up to the same amount of pills that I was taking. I remember just walking around my house and thinking every single day, like, I'm gonna fucking die.
Facing death's door left M with far more to manage than his career. Legal problems and drug habits were on display in the middle of what would become a 5-year hiatus from the music industry. Rap faded further into his rearview mirror, as Eminem was on the brink of retirement. A revival from his desolation of personal issues forged M's most twisted body of work, Relapse.
DMC, we have a mid-30s male found down, unresponsive, possible overdose, substance unknown, pulse is 60 and thready, respiration's 8, he's intubated and we're bagging him now. BP 90 over palp, patient is cool, pale and diabetic, has aspirated, GSC is 3, we'll update route, ETA 10 minutes.
As I fall deeper into a manic state, I'm a prime candidate for the gene to receive the drug addict trait. Blood pressure climbs at a dramatic rate. I seem to gravitate to the bottle of night, well then I salivate.
When I was doing the 8 Mile movie, and that's when I kind of first got introduced to Ambien.
Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep.
We were working like 16-hour days, and we'd have this little like 6-hour window to go home and go to sleep, and it was an hour drive from the set and an hour drive back. So what's that mean? I have 4 hours to get some sleep. So I got introduced to Ambien on the set of 8 Mile, and I got into the habit of taking it every single night.
I was thinking about this morning because I got off at different times. Like, what time are you getting out? Is that feasible? Barely, right? For a rapper? No, not even close.
By the time the movie was wrapped, went on tour. Now I need it every night after a show. Ephedrine in the States, they've outlawed it now, but it was like a over-the-counter kind of speed. Like it was a legal speed. Right. Like a lot of them scenes in 8 Mile, like I was taking that to like get me up, get me, we did a really gruesome schedule. So I take Xenadrin in the daytime and then Ambien at night to try to sleep, and that's kind of where the addiction seemed to like spiral.
The shock value of M's first 2 projects, the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP, made him one of the faces of America's controversies, accused of encouraging violence and continuously pissing the voices of the country off.
This time, the man whose lyrics earlier attacked his mother is now aiming at the wife of the vice president. Eventually,
he grew tired of taking the shots for his creative expression and decided to tone down his sensationalism.
There were times where I think like during the second album, like during the Marshall Mathers LP, I think there were times that I felt like almost fed up with everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that guy anymore. Like, is it worth it? Looking for, is it worth all the bullshit? You know what I mean? Like to go through this. And I think with the Eminem show, I think like in hindsight, looking back, I think I might have maybe consciously or subconsciously started toning it down just a little bit. From the Marshall Mathers LP. And like as it got into Encore, I kind of toned it down a little more. And then with Curtain Call, the last album technically, I guess, or whatever, I kind of really toned it down.
Guess who's back? Hi, my name is Chicka Slim Shady.
We know who you are, bro.
I've been sent from the past to save our career with one era that mattered, mine. Everything that people think of when they think of Eminem is fucking yours truly.
You were literally born while I was taking a shit. I invented you because my life was fucked up. My music was going nowhere and I was broke.
Exactly.
His diminished confidence in being polarizing was partly due to excessive drug use. The intake of Vicodin, Valium, and Ambien were hard for those around him to witness. Just to keep those around him happy, Eminem entered rehab in 2005. While recovering, he laid the foundation for a song titled Beautiful, the only song he produced on the album Relapse, alongside Jeff Bass.
Don't let 'em say
when I first checked myself into rehab in 2005 is when I first wrote like the first verse and half of the second verse I wrote while I was sitting in detox. And at that point in time, I didn't know exactly where I wanted what I was going to do with my career.
I'm starting to feel distant again, so I decided just to pick this pen up and try to make an attempt to vent, but I just can't admit or come to grips with the fact that I may be done with rap. I need a new outlet.
I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I felt like I'm in rehab right now and I'm a rapper. Like, I don't even know if this ain't cool. It's not cool for anybody, but these are the thoughts in my head. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a drug addict rapper. In hip hop, that's not acceptable. When I came out of rehab, I was clean for, I think, 3 weeks total. Like, I only stayed in rehab for 2 weeks because when I went to rehab, it felt like everyone else was ready for me to go, but I wasn't ready myself. So I stayed for 2 weeks. I detoxed. I tried to work the program, and but everything they were saying, I kind of in the back of my mind, I knew man, once I get out of here, I'm going right back to what I was doing. You know what I mean? There was like a little devil up in there telling me that that's what was going to happen. And when I came home, I was like 2 weeks in rehab, and a week home, I started taking Vicodin again.
The grotesque, unhinged subject matter that propelled M onto the scene was rooted in the foundations of his group, D12. Among the group, one artist who ran through the underground scene and consistently challenged Eminem lyrically was a freestyle savant named Proof.
Yes, it's me, then my man compadre, black and white and ivory and black ebony. They can't step to me, weaponry is heavenly. They can't see us in the 313 vicinity. Hey yo, M, ha. I come in like ha.
They were high school best friends, which carried even as M broke records amongst the masses, and Proof became a favorite in the underground. Eminem always found rap to be an outlet for expressing the abuse of his upbringing and the dark side of his personal relationships. However, the demons he always dealt with would only multiply with the pull of a trigger.
Deshaun Holton, better known as Proof, one of the founders of the rap group D12 and a close friend of sometime D12 member Eminem, was shot and killed at a Detroit nightclub when he was 32 years old. Police say Proof was shot in the head after an altercation at the Triple C Club. He was rushed to St. John Holy Cross Hospital, but was pronounced dead on arrival. Proof often shared the stage with Eminem. He was even the best man at M's wedding this past January, but he was also an important figure in the Detroit hip-hop scene. Here's the story.
When I passed out a flyer to Proof sitting on the steps of the school, we had hip-hop in common. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, regardless of if I was white and he was black, it didn't matter. We'd like to do the same thing.
With a little help from Eminem, D12 scored its own hits, 2001's Purple Pills and the 2004 smash My Band, which they performed at the MTV Movie Awards. A long-delayed solo album, Searching for Jerry Garcia, was finally released last year, and it turns out Proof had a mixtape set to hit the streets this week. Survived by his wife and 5 children, Deshaun Holton, better known to legions of fans as Proof, was 32 years old.
The death of Proof threw M into a deeper induced cloud of destruction. The heavy doses of downers led him to collapsing on his bathroom floor, narrowly escaping death.
It was already pretty bad, rehab and right before rehab and after rehab, I relapsed, and then, obviously Proof's passing had a lot to do with me kind of just, going way overboard. That's when it really kind of spiraled out of control. I don't know. I just kind of just shut down. It just put me in a really bad place.
Right. He found himself in the middle of a 3-year writer's block with no material to be confident about.
It ain't my fault you got no fucking self-discipline. It's like all these fat people. It's everyone else's fault but yours.
Bro, what? You know that substance abuse has nothing to do with discipline, right? Second of all, the shit you said about overweight people is dated. We cured fatness. There's literally a shot for it. It's very popular.
But I hear it's got side effects of jealousy.
A return to rehab in 2008 became the brink of clearing his mind and a surge of raps ready to be recorded.
I don't know, man. It was like the first time I started having fun with music again. And like relearning how to rap. You remember that whole process was really took a long time. for my brain to start working again.
I mean, you literally were coming off of, you know, an overdose, and, you know, they had to sort of stabilize you with a few medications, and some of them took you a minute to adjust to. Let's just leave it at that.
When I started recording new shit, when I first started rapping again and sent it to you, didn't you say, like, I just want to make sure he doesn't have brain damage?
Yeah.
The therapy for these tumultuous years came while creating his next project. A return to the roots of his sound was needed to refresh his vision. Eminem worked side by side with Dre, creating far more work than in previous projects.
Me and Dre actually, we had a trip planned to Florida. So, you know, I was kind of nervous about it because the last like 3-4 trips that me and Dre got together, he'd come to Detroit, I went to LA, and nothing, literally nothing came out of any of the sessions. Like, I was pretty stopped up, and I'm sure the pills had a lot to do with it, you know what I mean? So, you know, I actually made a call to Dre like 2 weeks before the trip, and I told him, I was like, yo, homie, I think I might be coming out this writer's block, because I started writing songs in my head, and I had no beats to them.
Right.
And he was like, all right, that's what I want to hear. So we went there and just clicked. And then ever since then, like, that's how the Relapse concept came about. The Relapse record, like, or all the records started being recorded was that particular trip. I think we did between 8-10 songs, something like that. And once that happened, it was, you know, the ball was rolling. And
down there, you're itching, right?
Yeah.
And you're still
itching
making
and
music
recording.
And what do you remember what the first records were that you recorded for Relapse that ended up making the album?
Ganja, I know, was one.
It's the ganja, it's the marijuana that's creeping up on me while I'm so high.
Yeah, he was like feeding me beats, and I think Ganja was first, and then maybe my mom was second.
My mom loved Valium and lots of drugs. That's why I am like I am.
Mom! No, yes, you did molest me. There's a lot of dope involved, and I'm very young and naive.
And at some point, you record, you know, an important record for the album because it sort of framed the creative. And you record 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, bodies laying all over the floor. And I don't remember how they got there, but I guess I must have killed them.
What was going through your mind? And I know we're about to get into the accents, so tell me what you were thinking when you recorded that.
One, I had just started watching a bunch of like fucking serial killer documentaries and shit.
Right, because there's a fucking lot of them out there.
Yeah, and it's like it started giving me ideas. Like I could, if I tried to sound like a demented fucking serial killer.
3 a.m. was M's introduction back to the scene. He blacks out and wakes up to the burden of the mess he's made in his life. It would be the representation of forgetting his actions while on Ambien.
I'm out of in holding on to the pill bottle, then lick my finger and swirl it round the bottom and make sure I got all of it. Wake up naked at McDonald's with blood all over me, dead bodies behind the counter. Shit, guess I must have just blacked out again. Not again.
The mindset of a serial killer would drive the creative aesthetics of the album. Just as a slayer is calculated and tactical with their weapons, so is M with his bars.
You just got jacked and body snatched, and it's a rap in broad day. And no mask for this attack. I heard him say exact opposite the track. If that's a fact, it'll take task force to get you back. Yeah, baby, do that dance. It's the last dance you'll ever get the chance to do.
The best way to make as big of an impact as a boisterous personality as Eminem was in the early 2000s was to honor his friend in the best way he could.
About that, but now I think that, you know, I kind of, like I said, I kind of went back to the concept, the original D12 concept, you know, Proof, his idea of just like, we need to just talk about the most bizarre, off-the-wall, ridiculous shit that we can think of and say it. Things that people would never say, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like back on that now, so I might be that guy again, I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a change of pace, right? When's the last time you fucking took a shot at somebody who wasn't a fucking pop star, a fucking non-rapping celebrity? It's fucking tired, man. Remember we made you? You almost fucking killed our career with that one.
Back by popular demand, now pop a little Zantac for antacid if you can. You're ready to tackle any task that is at hand. How does it feel? Is it fantastic? Is it grand?
There's some celebrity bashing in it. I want to say it's not necessarily intentional bashing. It's not necessarily taking deliberate shots at people. Yes, it is. What am I talking about? The whole concept of the song came about when I heard the chorus. The track was saying, you're a rock star, everybody wants you. And I was thinking, how can I flip this in my own way? Hot chicks who don't want me that I'm telling them they do. It's kind of like a reverse psychology thing. And then I'm gonna see if like the record comes out and it works. You know what I mean? So we gotta see.
And the truth is, the people still want me.
Bro, you're just doing the same shit you always do. Make the fucking single fake controversial without really offending anyone, and then put all the fucked up shit on the deep cut so that people talk about the album after it drops.
Fucking kidding me? No one told a retarded ass to go record an entire album in fucking accents. Fucking great, man!
I was in recovery, okay? I had to relearn how to rap. And for fucking what it's worth, there's an entire generation of people who think that's a fucking classic.
Then he went on a fucking apology tour for like 12 months after that.
With the song with Bagpipes from Baghdad.
Locked in Mariah's wine cellar, all I had for lunch was red wine, more bread wine, and Captain Crunch. Red wine for breakfast and for brunch.
There's a line on there that, you know, was a little harsh.
In Bagpipes from Baghdad, Eminem takes low blows at his alleged ex, Mariah Carey. He brings up a traumatic event after breaking up with her boyfriend of 3 years. She reportedly had a panic attack and was found with her wrist slit.
Mariah Carey checked herself into hospital on Wednesday night to be treated for extreme exhaustion.
I can't imagine what's going through your mind after such a nasty breakup with that Latin hunk, Luis Miguel.
It was pretty harsh.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he was going to take it like he took it.
He took it.
I had no idea that Nick Cannon was going to start wilding out on me. What he's supposed to defend his wife. I expected him to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a line I said, it's a song. And what I actually meant to say is I wish them the best.
I didn't get that from the records.
I mean, I really want your badge, Nick, you had your fun. I've come to kick you when you sack a jump. Man, I could use a fresh batch of blood. So prepare your vernacular for Dracula, Acupunk. Bagpipes from Baghdad.
What began as a week-long session with the producer who initially unlocked M's musicality turned into a 9-month marathon of collaboration. While M reached the sickest parts of his mind, Dre kept the sound bouncy. The irony of the cynical raps and catchy moodiness of Dre's production created something original.
Why, yes, sir, I took the rest of the Lunesta pills from my dresser. That's my kind of vibe. What else should I try, Lester?
We came to Detroit for like 6 months.
Wow.
So we actually got to feed off each other, listen to, give each other feedback. I mean, it was perfect too, because plus I didn't have to worry about making the beats. You know what I mean? I could just sit with the pen and just...
I'm still hungry and I'm back with a tapeworm. And with what's happening in rap entertainment, me and Shady Far's competition, they got there ain't none.
There's a record called Hello. That I made that I felt like, I guess it's kind of saying that it's reintroducing myself, because I feel like, you know, I was away for a while and it feels like I wasn't me for so long. You know what I mean? But I'm back now.
Hello, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady. It's so nice to meet you.
It would be his darkest album, telling the story of a sick person going deeper into the abyss of drugs after rehab.
Boy, you think you're clever, don't you? Girl, you think you're so smart. Come with me to another side of the world so cold and so dark. A world so cold, a world where only some will go.
The whole conceptually, like the album cover and everything, you know, the topics, the drug use and everything, like I think more so than anything, it's probably me poking fun at myself.
The most disturbing songs on the project were a platform for therapy for Eminem. He reflects on his traumas of his cynical childhood.
I was born with a dick in my brain, yeah, fucked in the head. My stepfather said that I sucked in the bed. So one night he snuck in and said,
Man, who hurt you?
Who hurt what? Who the fuck is this guy? Yo, what the fuck? What do you mean who hurt me? I got hurt, man. Everybody hurt me. My mom hurt me. The fucking world hurt me, dog.
You can get lost in the wordplay on prescription drugs and vivid imagery in Relapse, and forget about the immaculate storytelling as the layers are pulled back. The sinister mind games of the raps are still personable through his journey to sobriety.
Here comes the rain and thunder now. Nowhere to run to now. I've disappeared, don't wonder how. Looking for me, I'm underground.
The three artists that dominated the early 2000s reunited to prove their reign over rap. A song that went on to go 3 times platinum opens with a twisted intro that would no way work for anybody else.
In this corner, weighing 175 pounds, with a record of 17 years, 400 assaults, and 4 murders. The undisputed, most diabolical villain in the world, Slim
You know, I always tell him he's the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? And then I listen to his music, and the choices. He'll say things that you're absolutely not supposed to be okay with. He'll get real on the record. And it's cool. Like, it sounds like the coolest thing still.
It's okay.
And that's what makes me feel like that's ill. Like, the irony in you being able to put yourself in these different situations and still make it sound good. Like, I want to hear that again. Like, you want to hear someone got hear it again.
And then you feel horrible. Like, the whole album, I think, is just full of things that you just feel horrible for laughing at after you laugh at it, you know? But that's what it's kind of what it's supposed to do.
M came back with a mission to prove himself as the great surgeon of lyrics and reached his pinnacle with Relapse. A project that has flown under the radar amongst his discography, was the last great body of work from M. He reached an incredible pocket of creation, as he recorded enough material for 2 more albums with Dre. We never got a Relapse 2, but the bonus version, Refill, left a major imprint on what could have been. One song goes on to explain his musical journey.
There once was a saying that I used to say back in the day when I met Dre. I used to sit and groove on the phone with my friend Proof that if I wing low, I go right through the roof. He say, what if you went platinum? I just laugh at him. That's not happening, that I can't fathom.
Relapse is a beautiful body of work because it reaches the darkest corners of M's mind, while he was in the most vulnerable point of his career. The storytelling in Relapse is something that hasn't been found in his succeeding albums. Even as M is one of the best lyricists today still, the creativity found on his unique walk in life is something that is forever found in Slim Shady.
Calm down, Slim. We both made Eminem. He's the best of both of us. And really, it's not about me or you. It's about him and the fans.
Damn. I don't even want to fucking admit it, but your bitch ass is right.
Dude, don't stress out, man. I've done a lot of work on myself while you were gone. We're in this together, baby. I heard things like if M comes back, he's got to reinvent himself. If he, he's got to just do something different. And I would sit and kind of dwell on those things and do I need to reinvent myself? Do I need to, let me ask Dre. And then every time I would ask Dre, he would say, yo, people want to hear you lose your mind again.
Relapse in stores right now, Eminem and Big Boy's Neighborhood.